alongside the last 3/4 of a mile in the JCB Triumph Hurdle. 2 flights of hurdles to jump. Lulamba just about poking his nose into second, but East India Doc is right alongside. The white cap for Sam Twiston Davis. Hello Neighbour is beginning to inch ever closer. The red and white disputing fourth on the descent, with Place de la Nation, the maroon and white with a white cap. Then Mondo Man, who's back on the inner to Gibbs Island. St. Lucie in a pink jacket is pulled out. Closing in on the second last, it is Lady Vega Allen. East India Doc coming alongside Lulamba between horses, a bit untidy. And now East India Doc stares Lady Vega Allen in the eye. Lulamba at this stage just angling out. Place de la Nation coming wide around the outer. Hello Neighbour turns into the straight, the red and white in fifth. Poniros in a raw blue jacket is running on in behind. It's a lengthy gallop down to the final flight. East India Doc now challenged by Lulamba. Lady Vega Allen, one from the right, Hello Neighbour. On the left, still with every chance, Place de la Nation, and then Poniros. East India Doc approaching the last in the Triumph Hurdle. Rises a length and a half clear. Lulamba is giving chase. Poniros in the raw blue is still running on very strongly. East India Doc. Lulamba is coming on the near side. Poniros out wide, a finish at inches, and Poniros gets through to win the JCB Triumph Hurdle. Sees off Lulamba. East India Doc in third, then Lady Vega Allen.
We were talking about schooling earlier in the week. Presumably this guy has seen a hurdle before.
we bought him, we schooled him, and then I threw him out the field. And not sure whether it was a gelding when we bought him. We might have gelded him after that. And then we gave him a month or 6 weeks out in the field, and brought him back in, and we just trained him then, schooled him. We schooled him a little bit, but he might have had a pup last week. That's all now, might have had a pup. The first time I probably saw him in the race was just coming to the last hurdle. I said, oh, this is Tony Bloom's colours. He's only one runner, it must be mine.
When did you get the call up?
At 11 o'clock on Wednesday. So I was supposed to be in Doncaster, and David Casey rang my agent Alan Corley and said there might be a spare ride, but you know, it's 100 to 1, not raced before. And my agent actually said I should stay in Doncaster, and I was just thinking on the Tuesday, you know, anything was going to happen. And I've seen it before, you know, big prices of Willie's, and he just wouldn't be pitching them in the Triumph if he didn't think he'd get some sort of squeak. And yeah, just mental, really.
Nico de Boinville was on Runabout Lulamba, who's won a great race, done everything right. What can you do about that? An unraced over hurdles 100 to 1 shot.
Exactly. Look, he's run a great race. We're very proud of the horse, and he's going to be a terrific chaser next year.
You've got a large talent for the future. That is the big upside, isn't it?
Exactly. You know, he's only going to progress for that, and he would have learned from that. That was only his sort of third start, so he'll come on an awful lot, and fair play to Willie for putting 10 in.
11.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was the 11th. Anyway, bad luck.
Can you be happy and disappointed in the same sentence? Happy with how he's ran. Just a few little, you know, Edge almost trying to rush him along a little bit. I think 2 out was actually one of his bigger mistakes, but he was actually very quick at still doing it. I think as always, it's his forefront over hurdle. He's only going to keep progressing. Good attitude, knuckled down well. As always, afterwards, you'd like to try something different.
It was a strong pace, it looked like.
Yeah, which was quite happy with when OPEC didn't really go, and then Paul's horse came over the top. Thought I wanted to make sure it was honest throughout, and then when I did get to the front, I thought I'd hopefully keep going, and I was just weak the last half. But we live and we learn, and hopefully have better days again.
Well, I'm sure there will be. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
And then Hansard to McClory in the hoops, and Kargese now is beginning to inch a little closer as they make the descent. She's beginning to come through the field now, Kargese. Paul Townend in the pearl blue silks. Then back to Fee Dudery, who's on the right running downhill in the emerald green and white, followed by Pinot Gris. Absurd in a pink cap, weighted with back in midfield. Irish Panther has been pulled widest of all. 2 out, still just our champ over Spirit Danu. Kargese, though, has come there very powerfully on the outside of Undawi. They're 3rd and 4th respectively. Cracking Rhapsody red cap ridden along as they reach the corner ahead of Hansard. Then Absurd, the pink cap on the move. But now Kargese on the left moves through to take over. The long run down to the final flight in the William Hill County Hurdle. Kargese chased by Undawi. Absurd coming out of the pack as he did 12 months ago. The white and pink running on strongly. Pinot Gris and Lark in the morning are running on from the rear. Kargese, Absurd is closing in. Undawi Andawi between them fighting on. Kargese safely over the last, a length clear, maybe not home yet. Andawi, Ethical Diamond down the centre in a white jacket running on. Kargese in front. Andawi continues to fight hard, but it's Kargese doing best, and Kargese wins the William Hull County Hurdle from Andawi. Absurd probably just third, tight fourth, Spirit Donu, Ethical Diamond, Our Champ, and Cracking Rhapsody.
You know, mentally she's so tough as well, because she can do that and pick up, you'll bring her home and she'll eat and drink, and that's what stands to her. You know, she doesn't fall apart after her races. She keeps coming.
She's got a huge amount of talent. Are you going to be dipping into graded company with this man?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, we just, as we said, we took a view that that generation were nicely handicapped against the older ones, and we took a chance and we ran her here.
Sooner rather than later?
We're going to celebrate today, and then we'll decide
No,
what
fair
we're
enough.
going to do. Yeah, you know, normally I go to Punchestown, but I'd have to have a look and see if there's something in either Ayr or maybe Aintree.
Four out, Allegory de Vaux. Spring-heeled, again going right, but she gave it plenty of daylight, and she continues to allow Dinoblue clear sailing up the running rail, and Mark Walsh sitting quietly on the descent. Bride's Hill in the blue and yellow is edging into it. She could be anything in fourth. Limerick Lace back to fifth. Then Raw Margot in the dark blue and grey, and over the third last they go. Allegory de Vaux joined by Dinoblue, who comes there travelling very strongly, it would seem. A long run now back towards the final two fences. They've got 3 furlongs left to go in the Mrs. Paddy Power Mare's Chase. Allegory de Vaux is now stared in the eye by Dinoblue. Bride's Hill trying to hunt down the leading pair. Back in fourth, she could be anything. Limerick Lace well beaten. Here's 2 out. Dinoblue jumps into a narrow lead from Allegory de Vaux. Bride's Hill has got work to do. Dinoblue shaken up by Mark Walsh, asked to extend. Here's the last. Dinoblue over it. Allegory de Vaux is down, a tumbling fall. Bride's Hill is left a remote second. She could be anything back in third. Dinoblue powering on up the Cheltenham Hill. Second in the race 12 months ago. Her 4th festival. She's in the winners' enclosure. Willie Mullins, Mark Walsh, JP McManus, Dinoblue. Bride's Hill in second. She could be anything third. Mayhem Meyer back in fourth. Allegory de Vaux is up, and so too Paul Townend.
A lot of people were saying I was giving her too much to do, but I actually couldn't go on the heavy ground last year. She's a different mare on that good ground today. Travelled way better, she jumped brilliant, so yeah, I'm delighted she got her head in front.
And you obviously knew what Allegory de Vaux was going to do. She was going to go out to her right, so you got a nice little position on her inside.
Yeah, and myself and Keith Dunhoo made sure we were inside with Paul, so it worked out great. Had a little pocket down behind Paul, and he was jumping right most of the way, so it was straightforward.
And she jumped really well, because she can, on the odd occasion, get the odd one wrong, but here she was immaculate seemingly.
Yeah, it's another thing, the good ground, she just jumps off it way better than now with heavy ground, so yeah. Good ground's a big key to her.
Those conditions out there, much more up her street to her liking than this time last year.
Yeah, she's a much better mare on good ground. Mark said she loved it out there and loved the surface. Last year she found it a bit tough. So
Her jumping was so good this time as well, wasn't it?
yeah, she's at it a while now. She should be getting the hang of it.
In second place, he takes a pull on the big Westerner on the inside in third, and she's still going very powerfully. On her outside is Jax Jr., and wider still is Jigs Forge. Also wide, Marchand 2. And now Jasmin De Vaux, who was right out the back of the field early, is scything his way through the field. They're going over the second from home, at which the long-time leader made a mistake, Wingman. And that mistake also hampered the big Westerner, who now all of a sudden loses a couple of lengths to the leading group. They make the turn in with 1 flight to take in the Albert Bartlett, and it is now Derry Hassan Paddy who has taken the lead to Jasmin De Vaux towards the near side. Paul Townend taking a look across to see if there are any dangers, as now Jasmin De Vaux has quickened up. The big Westerner now has daylight, and now she is beginning to eat into the lead of Jasmin De Vaux. These two pull clear of Derry Hassan Paddy coming down towards the final flight. Jasmin De Vaux on the near side outside, jumped it big and bold, a lead of a length and a half over the big Westerner in second. Derry Hassan Paddy is in third, Wendigo in fourth, together with Yellow Car, but it is Jasmin De Vaux out in front, and it is a second festival win for Jasmin De Vaux, and it is a 10th win at this year's festival for Willie Mullins. Paul Townend and Jasmin De Vaux have taken the Albert Bartlett. They have beaten the big Westerner in second.
He's not the most prepossessing sort of horse. He's always the most ordinary looking horse in the string and this, that and the other. And in the pre-parade you'd have said, well, he's just one of a, you know, and everyone thinks he's a filly because he's called Jasmin and he looks a bit feminine as well. But my gosh, he's got some heart.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of thanks goes off this horse. Stuart Crawford made this horse. He appointed him, he won with him, and he went to Willie, and you know, Patrick did the bumpers, and he's come through. JJ gave him a good ride at Dublin, taught him a lot. He's been down and schooled him quite a lot. You know, Paul's chosen him to ride today because Paul has first choice on the horses, and that's how the system's always been. But there's a lot of team behind this, and but it was a great ride by Paul, I have to say.
Bit of Bromhead with me. Before we move on to Monty's here, just reflect on the big Westerner. Happy enough with that run, Henry?
Yeah, she ran a blinder, a little bit unlucky at the second last, didn't help her, but she ran really well, jumped great, travelled well. Yeah, we have to be really happy. Second in a Grade 1, it's a great run.
Yeah, and given the, I guess, relative lack of experience in comparison to some of them, she did a lot right, didn't she?
Yeah, absolutely, and beaten by a champion bumper winner, you know, so fair play to them. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, and we're happy.
On the outside, Gentleman's Game in the air together. Then Monty Star in third, and now Paul Townend allows Galopin Des Champs to make ground around the outside. They take the top turn. Now they freewheel on towards the fourth from home. Banbridge is there on the inside. Out wide is Corbett's Cross. Also, I Know the Way You're Thinking is still right there as they now begin to make the run down towards the third from home. And it's Dara O'Keefe and Gentleman's Game who have now got on. The real whacker is pushed along towards the inside rail. Galopin Des Champs has every chance on the outside. He comes right through now to almost dispute the lead. On the wide outside is Corbett's Cross, then Monty Star, followed by I Know the Way You're Thinking. They're about to make the final turn. Inside the final 3 furlongs, they have 2 more fences to take, and it is Galopin Des Champs with history in his sights, and he breezes into the lead, but he's followed now by I Know the Way You're Thinking, who is going to be a danger to the outside. The second last, Galopin Des Champs by only half a length. Down is Corbett's Cross, down now towards the 22nd and final fence. I Know the Way You're Thinking, noses into the lead. I Know the Way You're Thinking, jumps into the lead over Galopin Des Champs in second. These two have pulled clear of the rest as they race up towards the line. I Know the Way You're Thinking is driven clear by Mark Walsh, and the Boodles Cheltenham Gold Cup goes to I Know the Way You're Thinking. Galopin Des Champs was second. In third came Gentleman's Game, and in fourth was Monty Star.
Absolutely speechless. Listen, we've had a lot of faith in this horse. An awful lot of credit has to go to Keith Donoghue with this horse. He's been such a part of him all the way, you know. He's done all the schooling and all that. He's rode him all the way along. And gosh, listen, I'm just thrilled.
You were worried about the ground. The team were worried about the ground, no?
I was worried that the pace of the race on the better ground more so, you know. You know, and he was only just hanging in there all the time, you know. He was flat out. Listen, he's a very good horse.
Look, there was no pressure on me. All the pressure was on Paul and Galopin Des Champs, so I just went out and rode my race, and it all went to plan.
And this is the pinnacle of our sport. How does it feel to win it?
Brilliant, brilliant. I'm long enough riding now, so I'm glad to get a big one like this on the board.
And is this the thing that you've always dreamed of doing?
Oh, definitely. From a young age, all I was going to be was a jockey, so living the dream.
And winning the Gold Cup, I meant specifically.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so delight.
I was never really confident on him. Maybe the ground is a bit quicker than it has been other years, but that's, look, making an excuse. We were beaten on the day by a better, younger one, and you know, everything was a bit laboured on him, but he's tried his heart out. He owes no one anything, and he's here in one piece, so we'll go on again.
I think ground conditions, yeah. So probably as he gets older, he's more. Horses do get, you know, ground becomes more relevant to them as they get older. He's a big unit, you know, and maybe landing on that ground he didn't want to. When a horse balloons, it means he doesn't want to land because he's just going up in the air, hoping he's going to stay up there all day, you know.
Towards the inside, that is Carnfunnock, who is also picking up from some way back and switching out wide. What a glance, another one who stays on with Take All, making the run down the hill towards the third from home. Shearer being taken on both wings. It's on the line towards the inside, only a length away. Wonderwall towards the outside, down there, Take All has fallen, badly hampered 1 or 2, including Haven't Time was beaten at the time, and Bonstown Lad. Now they're on the turn and back towards home. On the inside, the dual runner-up, it's on the line. Shearer is still right there. Wonderwall towards the near side. Will It Go Ahead has now moved into 4th. On the outside, the mare, Angel's Dawn, is in 5th. Carnfunnock is staying on the outside. Pun of Attack, Wonderwall leads them over the second from home. So it's on the line on the inside. Will It Go Ahead now stays on into 3rd. Now in 4th is Shearer. Here's the final fence, and it's Wonderwall and Rob James. They lead by a length and a half to Will It Go Ahead, who now stays on into 2nd. On the inside, it's on the line, he's staying on really gamely. There's another half furlong to go. Wonderwall on the inside, it's on the line, it's going to be tight as they race up close home. Wonderwall, and it's on the line. Then in 3rd, Will It Go Ahead. They were clear of Shearer, who's involved in a photo for 4th with Music Drive.
Relive the race for me.
Look, he just travelled and jumped, took me everywhere. I kept him out for a little bit of light and a bit of niceish ground, and he just travelled and jumped and took me everywhere. Probably got there a little bit too soon, but look, we held on.
And that was when It's on the Line was rallying and coming
Yeah,
to
and he always rallies. He likes the battles, but he was just going so well. He just took me there, and he's jumping so quick. He just took me everywhere.
He's a very good horse, Wonderwall. He won his point of points well, and we kept him fresh for the race. And the ground probably dried too much for Angel's Dawn. You know, she's more of she likes soft ground, but she's actually going to be covered now. So that's yeah, that was her last run, I'd say. So but the ground suited this horse. So yeah, we fancied him well now. Rob gave him a lovely ride. You know, he jumped brilliant for him. His jumping used to be the issue, but it's come very good there. So no, we gave him a big chance if he got into a rhythm, which he did. So it's great.
Out wide, Inothewayurthinkin is staying on with the white blaze alongside Tap on the Go. Wodhooh just in behind them with Doyen Quest as they got over the second last flight of hurdles, and now they're beginning to make the turn back towards home. Nurse Susan taken on by East India Express around the outside. Now ridden along, the Enabler is in 3rd. Wodhooh staying on towards the inside for Danny Gilligan and making giant strides through on the inside. No Ordinary Joe, last year's runner-up, is also picking up with Tap on the Go. And then Inothewayurthinkin towards the near side, but it is the mare Wodhooh has come through to lead in the Martin Pipe with a quarter mile to go and 1 flight of hurdles to take. Wodhooh has gone clear. Raglan Road staying on over on the far side with Active Authority and Tap on the Go, but Wodhooh is over the last and clear by 4 lengths. Raglan Road continues to close. Active Authority over on the far side, but it is Wodhooh who is out in front and not for catching. Every race on Gold Cup Day has gone to the Irish. Wodhooh has taken the Martin Pipe. Active Authority, Raglan Road, Tap on the Go, push the button from nowhere, stayed on next, but it is a clean sweep for the Emerald Isle on Gold Cup Day at Cheltenham.
A bit like 12 months ago, but of course you came into that with a winner in the week already, but not so far this week. I counted 4 seconds. I think they've been running well, Gordon, but you've had to wait.
I think about 5 or 6 to be honest. Yeah. Look, we've had a brilliant week. It's heartbreaking for all my staff, for my owners. Look,
I know. Yeah. Have you, up to this point, have you found it a tough week? I mean, like just sort of emotionally for everyone.
Yeah,
you're here for winners, right?
Yeah. Listen, I'm a strong man. I love training horses. The owners I have, the staff I have. Just,
I know, and I know how much you love this meeting, and I know how much a winner here means to you and means to everyone, and I know how much faith you've had in this mare. You've always said how good she is. You thought about running her in the graded race.
We were thinking of supplementing her.
I know. It's just tell me about her. Just tell me about what what she's like. She's won it off a market, 140.
Yeah, she's owned by a lot of good friends of mine. There's going to be great celebrations here in the ring. You'll see them all. You know a lot of them. This is special. Like, we've had a real tough week. All the horses have run well. I watched the race, Sean Bowen and Ollie Murphy. Ollie was second. If I got bet, I wouldn't mind getting bet by him. But to finish the week off like this, to win the Martin Pipe, he's my hero. Just have to thank all my staff, all my owners that stuck by me. We've had a tough week, but I won't lie down.
I won her here in December, and since then it's been the plan to come here. Look, Gordon told me going out, ride her with plenty of balls, and I didn't think I'd be in front as soon as I was, so thankfully she stayed galloping the whole way to the line.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.